In this video, at long last, it's another member Q&A. It's the questions asked by the channel members on YouTube and our loyal patrons who, despite me doing very little for them, do keep supporting me each month. So thank you to all of you. Before we get into the questions, you will note Miss Hubnut is here.
Hello.
After a stint of full-time work in her previous role, she is back full-time on Hubnut. And this pleases me very, very much. We are currently sat in Rapier in this beautiful park, lovely old buildings and the seaside beyond.
Called the Square Field. You can find out a little bit more if you look on my channel.
Oh yeah, Miss Hubnut has done a video all about it.
And there's fabulous ice cream just there,
yeah.
But we're not eating that today.
No, not today. We just had chips. We meant to mention that.
Yeah.
But we're also using the new wireless and Go 2 from Rode, so we've got two separate microphones.
What this is.
Really sexy items. Hopefully we're actually finally achieving decent double mic sound. It's been a while, you have to excuse the passing traffic. You have the questions.
Okie dokie.
And who has asked them, so let's jump straight in.
So we have a question from Tudor Smith. Will we soon see the following t-shirts? Corners of Disappointment and hashtag Not My Sierras.
There's a lot of call for hashtag Not My
There
Sierras.
is a lot of call for. I think it'd be better as a bumper sticker though.
Yeah, as a sticker makes more sense. I mean, would people actually buy t-shirts with hashtag Not My Sierras on?
I think you'd have to have a picture of Sierra, which kind of doesn't make sense for us because of course we have pictures of our cars.
Yeah, not our cars, if you see what I mean.
Not our cars.
So yeah, maybe we could do some stickers.
Gosh, and Kenneth Sully's gone, I want an NMST.
What's that?
Not My Sierras.
Oh yeah, so there you go, there's two people who want Sierra t-shirts.
So then Enfloat has asked, hi Ian and family, can you tell us a little bit about Mark please? Where did he come from? How are you finding working with him? It's as if he just sort of appeared with no introduction. Cheers.
Yeah, well there's a reason for that. That's because he largely did. Yeah, Mark just got in touch and could see I was struggling a bit. It was when I was having real mental difficulties with doing the work, and offered to come and help out, and it's been brilliant because it generally forces me down the unit at least once a week to actually do some work. We've got quite a long way with the alt sit. I know there's a question about the alt sit, so I'm not going to talk any more about that for now. But yeah, he's been really helpful. We haven't really introduced him on camera because he's never done this before, so we're just kind of gently building up to it. Maybe one day we'll have a Q&A with Mark and he can talk a bit more about himself if he wants to. I've not put him under any obligation to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of more interested in the tinkering than anything else.
Yeah, he's got some great knowledge. He's got a brother, he's got access to a huge stash of parts. So yeah, it's been a beautiful working relationship, and I'm really pleased to have him on board. So yeah, thank you, Mark.
Lots of other people asking the same. Frank and Carl.
Okay.
Asking the same. I just wanted to wish all the family well. Thank you for entertaining me. Oh wait.
Who's that from?
This is J500 Ant.
Thank you, J500 Ant.
Oh, and how many more wish t-shirts have you received since ending the post bag videos?
Many.
The t-shirts have kind of stopped, haven't they? We do get the odd random item, but the t-shirts have stopped, and we have sold quite a few of them.
Yeah, I think if you're putting mailbag videos out there with an address, people are going to send you that sort of stuff, just speculatively in the hope you'll mention them.
However, there are still wish t-shirts lurking all over the place.
Well, we did get rid of quite a few at the social down at Brooklands. Completely forgot to take them to the first one in the north, so I'm sorry to anyone who missed out up there. In fact, I've just remembered that a chap called Stephen still wants wish t-shirts, and I said I'd sort some out, and I still haven't done that, so apologies.
It's okay, I'm back. We can make this happen.
Yeah, we can actually get organised now. And how many did we sell in the end? It was over 20 t-shirts, wasn't it?
Well, there was a few bits of other randomness that we sold.
Yeah, parts people had sent me that since the car has gone. So I'm having a bit of a clear out of those sort of spares. And I think it was 23 quid we raised just selling things at £1 each. And we then doubled that amount. And then I put a bit more on as well to cover the gift aid. Not the gift aid, the Just Giving costs, and we donated, I think it was £52 in the end, to Little Princess Trust, which obviously means a lot to both of us, because that's kind of how we met. After I removed my long hair, donated it to charity, just like your daughter had done, and we ended up meeting because of that. So there you go, the best haircut I ever had.
Oh.
Next.
Shane Marsh who we know well,
We
Shane
know.
Marsh.
We know Shane.
I would like to see Betty, Ellie, Myrtle and Took as permanent Hubnut family members. But how much have you considered, moving on, the GSA and Foxanne and maybe the Yugo to have a complete change in the fleet? Does the new house have lots of garage space or are you keeping the unit? Thanks again for the epic videos you put out. Now, somebody has a cockamamie plan of just scattering cars across West Wales.
Yeah, I did wonder
However,
about that.
I feel this may lead to lost cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is difficult, and I know other people have asked similar questions that we will get to. Yeah, at the moment, still got the unit where the cars are. There are 7 cars in there at the moment, including the latest car, the Multipla. It fits quite nicely in one of the spaces I have. Betty won't fit, she's too big. The Multipla is huge, yet also small. It's frankly baffling, but that's in there at the moment as well, leaking oil gently all over the floor. What was the rest of the question?
So,
which ones to get rid of?
No. How much have you considered moving on? Giselle, Foxanne, and maybe the Yugo.
Giselle I've considered a fair bit because I kind of fell out of love with her, but we're in Giselle today, aren't we?
Yes.
And I'm about to take her on a road trip, which will see me take her all the way to East Coast Retros in Ipswich. So it's right the other side of the UK. Or as an American or Australian would say, just down the road. So I think about 300, maybe 320 miles away. So it's a fair old schlep, doing it in stages, going various places. And I'm hoping I will fall in love with that car again.
I think Giselle
she's good on distance. She's not very nice
Giselle
around
is your
here.
most difficult relationship because like other cars, you loved and then you were like, I'm done with this car. But Giselle, every 5 minutes, you're like, I love this car again.
One of the difficulties with Giselle is she actually owes me quite a lot of money. I paid quite a lot of money for her. Probably slightly too much, I think, given the interior is a bit of a mess.
But
which makes me think she's not very saleable in her current condition, or with the
So we're going to
scrapes
make
I
her
added to the door.
interior luminous green, as that seems to work for the Multipla.
No.
No?
No. I'm not against a complete interior retrim on that car.
If I had the skills, I'd love to give it a go.
And maybe a vinyl wrap. The Multipla could inspire me, because black is such a boring colour. I don't know why I bought a black.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine her in hot pink?
Yeah. So yeah, I've got thoughts on that car. Foxanne, I'm in the process of trying to line her up to go somewhere to be fixed, because again, I'm hitting my head up a brick wall with that one and not getting very far. But she needs to live on. She's hugely popular on the channel, and I'm aware she's only been to Bromley Pageant. I haven't done anything else with Foxanne, so we need to get her out and have some more adventures.
And
she's been off the road since December, and it's now September.
She has. And I haven't had the chance. I said I was going to clean her out, and then I started job number 2.
Yeah.
And I haven't cleaned her out. That's going to be grim.
Yeah. And what was the other one?
Yugo.
Yugo's just sat there and it's not doing any harm other than slightly getting in the way. But that said, it's full of stuff, so it's actually quite useful for.
Yeah, but not just that. I think the Yugo is a keeper because there's only 4, aren't there, currently in the UK?
Yeah. And
so I think she needs to
one
stay.
might be roadworthy. So very rare. Would be good to get her sorted. I think that car is a bit beyond my means at the moment. Let's see what the future holds.
Lots of garage space in a new house.
No.
No.
None.
However, we did
single car garage.
We did meet the vendors, and they had an awesome idea of there's a flat area that we could put a big carport.
Yeah, well, it's
there.
the same idea I'd had, which is flatten the garage.
Yeah, no,
and
you
then
didn't have the shed idea.
No, I quite like that shed
No,
idea.
they put a shed. However, if you do that, I will never see you again. You'll be like, can I just take a kettle up there?
Yeah, it's possible. So yeah, the house is not perfect in that regard, and we're hoping that's going to get all sorted out this month.
Yes.
Please let it happen.
So next one, Consuela 1. Hi Ian, when I change my car next year, I'll be getting a fully electric one. Can you ever see yourself owning an electric car? And if so, which one appeals to you?
Well, yeah, very easily, because I love electric cars. The only thing putting me off is even ones with a terrifyingly short range, like early Nissan Leaf, be about 50 miles now. A, that's a lot of money. You're still looking at 5 or 6 grand for one, and B, that amount of range is problematic. Could just about do a weekly grocery trip
On a squeak.
on a squeak, and so that is a problem. I can't afford an electric car. My dad has an MG5 at the moment, the fairly standard looking estate electric car built in China, and I'm very interested to see how he's getting on with that, hoping to test that at some point.
Because
Maybe.
I'd love an Ami, but that's just ridiculous around here. That's never going to work.
Yeah, it's never going to work. 30 mile an hour flat out and doesn't like hills. Not
No,
ideal.
that's a no.
But a proper EV, yeah, definitely see me owning one. It's just a case of when I can ever afford one. So, yeah, watch this space. It will happen, but it isn't going to be this year.
So Biker Dan asks, just wanted to know that if you as a family had a choice of moving to anywhere in the world and have a job you would like, where and what would it be?
Well, I kind of live in paradise already and have a
Yeah,
job
we are
I like
very
very
lucky.
much. So, having done a fair bit of travelling around the world, yeah, I just feel at home here in Wales.
Yeah, well, we're very lucky on numerous levels because this job is fantastic because we get to go all over the place and do lots of things. I mean, next weekend, is it? The kids are going driving again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there should be a video on that.
Which is brilliant for them to have the opportunities that they have is amazing. What we would like to do is get out and around the world a bit more to see some more Hubnutters, but
Yeah.
that might take a little bit of time with the current situation.
Yeah,
as it is.
everyone's just hoping next year it just settles down a bit, really, aren't they?
Bloody better because we
Yeah.
are going abroad.
Yes. What I will add to that is, obviously I love the job I've got at the moment. It is hard work, and really, as you've noticed, there's not really any turning off. It gets really difficult to actually find time to turn off.
Yeah.
And it's one of the good things having a family in my life now is that you have to pay attention to family. It's quite important, and I'm actually enjoying that because that does give me some switch off.
Next question.
Yes.
Tony Smith. Glad to see Betty has recovered from her misadventure. How close would you say you are to getting the alt-sit back on the road? And also, any plans for more Yugo progress?
Alt-sit is coming along, but I'm kind of parking that project because I think we need to make the Daihatsu a priority. Now I've got Miss Hubnut back, we need that car working so she can learn to drive in it. And I also miss it. It's a real handy little backup car for around here.
Oh, she's fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm
really-
biased, obviously, but
Yeah, it is a great
she's
little car. We
brilliant
need
little
that car working. So
she's the best of the
Yeah.
little cars, I'd say.
there are quite a few Citroen events this month, and I realised we weren't going to get the alt-sit there. And then we're into October, and it's just like I'm racing to get this car on the road just in time for winter. So the alt-sit may find itself parked as a project until next year. Things left I know we need to do. The indicators aren't working at all. Need to try and work out what's going on there. And we've got some loose play in one of the front wheels, one of the front hubs, and we definitely need to sort that out. So we'll still investigate. We'll try and fix those issues. I have sorted a load of minor electrical issues off camera because they're not particularly interesting to film. It's just me wiggling things and going, oh, that works now, and finding the horn disconnected, things like that. But yeah, it's getting closer. So hopefully soon.
And Yugo, we've kind of updated.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
just
move
sat
on.
there at the moment.
She's not getting any worse. The Yugo is just sat there.
She's
It's in the
just sat
dry.
there. Yeah. Aaron Smart, have you considered making a video where you try and track down some of your previous cars? Do you keep in contact with many of the owners? It was good to hear the Tercel, or at least bits of it, was put to good use.
Yeah, it was good to catch up with the Tercel. It's a shame it was broken for spares, but given the state it's in, I'm not at all surprised. And it is great that it went to people who have several Tercels, and they're helping them live on. Because
especially
parts are
with
so
the
difficult to
story
find for those.
behind that Tercel.
Yeah.
Of it being this car he went on his first day of school in and all
Yeah,
that kind
in
of
Sri
stuff.
Lanka, and then the family
Amazing.
moved here and bought the car with them. Yeah, that's great. So, that.
We occasionally see some of your cars, don't we?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Starlet,
The road right behind us. We see the ZX that I won for £4 in a raffle. That I sold that to someone who uses it for commuting. He's obviously further south than we are, and commutes up to Aberystwyth most days of the week, I think. So he's still using that. Must have some miles on it now.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Starlet.
I would actually like to catch up with him and just see how he's getting on, because that was several years ago.
Well, it's obviously still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
My
Starlet-
brother clocked the Starlet the other day, didn't he?
I saw it as well because I know where it lives. In fact, I think the chap who's got the Starlet put me in touch with the chap who bought the ZX, so I think they may work at the same place.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be two of my X cars going to the same place. That would be quite unusual. But sadly, a lot of cars get scrapped because I tend to specialise in cheap, low sort of end of life cars. So the Rover 45 V6 is one of the saddest ones. It went to a couple of people who sort of cherished it after me, but then found itself being broken for spares, and that was quite sad because I think that car deserved better.
Cecily lives.
Cecily lives, yes, yeah.
Cecily looks amazing.
Yeah, she went to a show, so she's had the clutch
Yeah,
done.
she did. She was spotted at a show.
Up and Down is the channel where he did the work. I don't think he's put the final piece out on Cecily yet.
Which you've been watching.
Yeah, but all the front bumper fits now. The tailgate stays open, so that car is transformed. And that's great.
And, you know, minor things like a clutch and whatnot.
Yeah, but that was an end-of-life car. It really was, because it needed someone to stump up and pay all that money. And thankfully Phil has. So he has saved
Phil.
that car, and that's great, because it was a really nice car.
I love Cecily.
I couldn't really bring myself to spend the amount of money it needed on when I got other expenses going on.
So, Andrew James, what are your thoughts on the electric 2CV that Johnny Smith reviewed? And would you consider buying one? Oh, and here's the question that you quite often get asked, or consider having Ellie converted?
Ooh. Yeah, that was the 2CV shop, 2C EV that Johnny Smith drove. I've driven the Mahari that they also have. And to be honest, it was okay, but very expensive, very limited range. So not ideal. I know there are other companies. There's a company in the Netherlands apparently which does a conversion which is a bit more practical, because you know you want things like rapid charging if you actually want to be able to drive your 2CV. I drive Ellie all over the world, so range is an issue. I don't just use Ellie for pottering around locally.
No.
And I couldn't bring myself to convert her unless she had at least the same range as she does with petrol. Her range with petrol is 200 miles. If I could have an electric 2CV with 200 miles, then yeah, I'd probably go for it. But I'd want a bit more torque as well, because that's what electric motors do. And so yeah, I'd want to go a bit quicker. To give a bit of background, both the 2CV and the Mahari I drove, the kit comes from Mahari Club Cassis in France, because they realised they couldn't find enough old Maharis to restore, and they could sell new electric ones as a quadricycle. So that's how that came about. No emissions worries, because it's electric. So that's how it came about, and it meets the French quadricycle rules, which leaves them a little bit limited for power, like 50 mile an hour is kind of your top speed, and there's limits on power output. So they are a bit flawed, I think, for what I would want to do with one.
Does a quadricycle still count as sans permis?
Yeah, so the Citroen Ami, the new Citroen Ami is exactly the same as one of those e-Maharis, and sold under the same rules. So no crash protection or anything, it's not needed, not a requirement.
Trivialities.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gray, the Floydian Sergal.
Oh, yes.
Hope you're all doing well. I'll just wait for the motorbike.
Yeah.
Sir?
Go away.
I was wondering if you're planning on making any more history videos, like your A series and 2CV videos. I'd quite like to see you cover something like the Chrysler Europe story, as I think it's a chapter of automotive history that's often neglected.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, they need quite a lot of plotting, but they also make very good videos to do over the winter when getting hold of cars for road tests is a bit more difficult. So now I've got you back, and I can actually do some planning.
Ooh, planning.
Ooh. I said it.
Did you just say that?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I will look to do that. I mean, first of all, I want to do the B series engine. Having done the A series engine, I've got to do the B series engine really. And because of course I went to Australia and experienced the 6-cylinder B series engine that never existed here. So yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Paddy3443. Hi Ian, hope you're all doing well. I was rewatching some videos from a few years ago. Firstly, I want to say that I missed the Favourite, but what are your thoughts on test driving a Tatra for the channel? Numbers are low in the UK, but I'm sure it's possible with the club. As exotic cars go, they're a little more Hubnut fascinating too.
Yeah, I know people with Tatras. I don't know any people who've actually got them working at the moment, but I'd love to. I've driven a 603, which has a rear-mounted air-cooled V8 engine and a column gear change to a rear-mounted gearbox. That's interesting to use, I shall say. Wonderful cars. Would love to do a Tatra. So yeah, again, probably I'll need to try harder. See, I don't want to really go out and find more cars to test, because I've already got this backlog of about 70 odd cars from people like you sending me to test. I've managed to get some of those done more recently, so I'm quite happy about that. So Ford Puma, Ford Focus, Sunbeam Alpine, hopefully recording tomorrow. So yeah, there'll be some interesting stuff coming that has been on the back burner a very long time.
Yes. So, Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. Loving the content that's coming out from Hubnut. Do you ever find having all the cars a chore? Keeping on top of them, having to move them and the likes. I've just recently went to having 4 cars and it's a pain having to shuffle them round to use them.
Yeah, I do hate that, because Tuck ends up stuck in the unit because there's several cars in the way of getting her out, and keeping on top of the
There's
maintenance.
a car in front of Tuck.
Yeah, there is, but you still have to move it, and it's just like, am I lazy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So it is a pain. I'm very fortunate that I haven't got more blocked in like that, really.
Good thing somebody organised that unit for you so that you could get them 3 abreast.
Yes. It is a pain, and keeping up the maintenance it is difficult, and all the cars have jobs that I'm not ticking off quickly enough, really. Case in point, we've got Myrtle Limiters. Went back to a garage today that had done some work on it, replaced a wheel bearing, and they were meant to be doing all the work to get her through an MOT, but they're really struggling to get her to pass emissions. Something is wrong with that engine.
If anybody's got any ideas.
Yeah, they seem to be at their wits' end. I mean, to be fair, a garage needs a constant turnover. They can't spend an entire day mucking about with a car trying to diagnose what's wrong with it. So yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss with Myrtle. That's one reason I put her in early for an MOT. She went in 2 months early, was in case things like this happen, because at least I can drive her.
Sending her back.
Yeah, I can drive her somewhere else, but I don't know where to take her. I don't know what to do. I'm slightly at a loss. She's definitely not running right, and I think that is having a problem on the emissions. The hydrocarbons are through the roof, and that's probably killing the cat, if anything. And yeah, I don't know what to do. I need to go and pick her up this afternoon.
Yes.
Take her back to the unit and ponder.
So.
But what was the point? What was I on about?
You're on about how difficult it is having many cars and shuffling them.
It's difficult.
Yes.
And trying to make sure they're not all broken at the same time. That is a challenge.
Have those moments where like, oh, everybody leaks. Fun time.
Yay.
So I see Ollie says, dude, you don't neglect us in any way. You produce loads of content.
Oh.
We wish you, Miss H, and the Hubnuts all the best. The amount and quality of content you put out is amazing. Here's a question. Did or does an MG Metro handle better than any Mini? I had loads of Minis and I still think my 1.3 MG Metro on a twisting rural road in Suffolk, Norfolk is better. Cheers.
To be fair, I had a Mini Metro 1.3 HLS, and it was an absolute riot. And we did have a 1 litre Mini at the same time. The Mini still has a directness which actually lives up to the go-kart like handling phrase that's used far too often in the media. The only car that handles like a Mini is, like a go-kart is a Mini. They're just that direct. But the Metro just has a bit more composure, a bit more suspension. So that means you can actually go quicker on the road. Around the track, I think the Mini is still the way to go. But hit a bump in a Mini and you're bouncing along and it's all very uncomfortable. So yeah, I see where you're coming from, and I think you're probably right, actually. I think ultimately, for road use, a Metro is probably a better bet than a Mini.
So, Rick McLeod, hope the family are all well. Question for everybody, was there anything you were putting off before the pandemic, but with things slowly opening back up again, and now looking forward to doing?
Foreign holidays.
Oh, yes, so much.
Or at least foreign trips.
So much so. I turn 40 next year, and we've very selfishly, we've booked a holiday just for us two.
I'm
just
terrified.
to reiterate the fact that the children can't come as an adults only hotel.
But it's okay. We're going abroad. We'll be able to do lots of tests. Yeah, go for car museums.
No.
Oh, I think I'm going to be forced to have an actual holiday
I
for the
think
first
we're going
time
to have an actual holiday
in a very long time.
We're going to sit by the pool in the sunshine and read.
I won't know what to do. I'll be bored by day 2.
No, you won't.
Oh, okay.
No, there's loads of lovely things to do. But yeah, foreign holidays. There was one foreign holiday that we had booked that we cancelled twice. That was our family holiday. And the sad thing was that was the last opportunity really that, I know we're joking about not taking the kids, but that was the last opportunity from an education standpoint that we could take the kids. So 2023, we will do a family holiday again, which, oh God, might be the last one. But yeah, holidays, I think that's a big one really. Our adventure kind of started with lockdown, didn't it? Because you moved in just as the world was locking down.
Yeah, I didn't really have much choice but to move in because the world locked down.
I'm loving this. family. I don't know about this family now.
Can I stay here? 'Cause I've got nowhere else to go.
I'm homeless. Little hobo Hubnut.
Yeah, living out my suitcase.
But yeah, I think our adventure was just sort of starting. So we're only finding our world now. There are things we want to do. We'd love to do some European travel and stuff like that. Because I mean, we were supposed to go to Paris for your birthday, weren't we?
Yeah,
your
that was
2020 birthday, and then your 2021.
That's why we bought Giselle, was to go to a GSA rally in Paris.
Yeah.
And it got cancelled, rescheduled, cancelled again.
Yeah, but I think mostly it's just getting a bit more freedom, really.
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to.
Seeing family a bit more.
Yeah.
We've been doing a bit more of that lately, and it's just so nice.
Yeah. What are the Hubnuts looking forward to, would you say?
I
think Miss Hubnut is like planning her prom already.
Yeah.
Because she's got the multipler eyed as her mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Around here, kids tend to travel in tractors, things like that. Nope, she's going to roll up in a pink multipler.
With side exhaust. Yeah.
We'll have the stereo blaring as well, just for full effect.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a glitter cannon. Am I overthinking this?
Yeah, you're overthinking this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're really looking forward to, is just a bit more freedom, a bit more normality. Also, it'd be nice if the kids could be in school for like a year without a lockdown.
Yeah, really would.
Chris Weddle. Hi Ian, thanks for the splendid entertainment. A Hubnut video always improves my day. When is the review of a Sunbeam Rapier Fastback coming? Roots Group cars do seem to be sadly neglected on YouTube, perhaps because many of them have rusted away so quickly.
I've got a Sunbeam Alpine I'm recording tomorrow, and I think it's the week after. There we go. 28th of September, I will be driving a Sunbeam Rapier. So that's one to look forward to. So yeah, we are hitting the root stuff, because like you say, root stuff is massively underrated and doesn't get anywhere near enough coverage. And the response to the Singer Vogue I drove last time I went to Chevronics, that was really good. Jumping back on. Okay, so Col Blimp, I don't know if that's an abbreviation for Colonel Blimp. Loving the content and it keeps getting better. As previously posted by a Hubnutter, and Not My Sierra's t-shirt and or mug would be something I'd buy. Any plans to release such a magnificent piece of merch? Magnificent, was that?
Also, any plans to turn the place where Betty went off the road into a shrine? Somebody's already done that.
That's already done, yeah. If you look on Google Maps, the mark has been, someone's put a little pin in to mark that as sort of Hubnut driving school or something like that. Thank you, whoever did that.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Not My Sierra's merch. Yeah, there is a pipeline idea there somewhere of... Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Well, we covered that. We'll at least do stickers, I think.
Yes. So, Kai Peter Schellhasser. So, hi Ian and family. Firstly, hope you're doing well, and thanks for the great content. I have 3 questions for you.
Oh, that's taking the mickey, surely.
Are you planning any changes to the fleet? Well, you made one yesterday.
This was asked before a certain fleet change occurred.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the only one happening at the moment.
It's had a colourful Fiat.
Yep. How's the search for a new house going? We are so close to finishing on our house.
Yeah.
So close.
Completion is agonisingly close.
Yeah. Any new content on Carly's Ms. Hubnut's channel in the works?
Oh, you can answer that.
Well, he's heading off for a few days, so it won't be this week, but I'm hoping next week we can go off gallivanting and make a Miss Hubnut video.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I suspect it's going to be Devil's Bridge first, probably Cardigan then. We haven't done Cardigan, have we?
No, there is actually a lot that's nice in Cardigan.
And also there's a lot about Cardigan, like from a Welsh history perspective, it's important.
Very important place.
So yeah, and any suggestions, greatly appreciated for where we can go for our Miss Hubnut excursions, although I'll only be taking a bite of the cake because I'm on a diet. You'll have to eat all the rest of the cake.
Shame. I like cake.
I'm going to use your phone.
Okay.
Okay. Clive Tucker. I have been following the channel since well before Tuck was purchased. Who is the guy now helping you in the unit? P.S. Foxanne is my favourite, and this is why Foxanne stays. Yeah, well,
the person helping is Mark, and we've already talked about Mark. So, yeah, in the fullness of time, maybe we'll reveal more, but that's entirely up to Mark. He's happy to tinker. He's not necessarily here to be famous on YouTubes.
So let's see the jazz hands again.
I'm famous because I'm creative.
Oh no, don't start. It's actually got a plaque that says that.
Yeah, which you bought me.
Yeah, I did.
That makes it sound like I bought it. Oh yes, I'm creative. See, it's official.
James G, if you had the chance to repeat one of your epic overseas road trips, which one would you choose?
Oh gosh, that is really difficult because I've enjoyed all of them so much. Driving a BX around the perimeter of France in 2009. That was amazing. Ellie to Croatia, amazing. Driving an H-van to Sweden, probably one I wouldn't repeat, to be fair. And of course, driving Betty around New Zealand was absolutely epic.
Yeah, it's just, I think it'd be nice, whatever foreign travel we do, because we haven't done any together yet.
Yeah.
And it would be exciting to do it together.
But I just love travelling, so I'm not sure I want to repeat.
No, you
I
prefer,
I prefer finding new places. There's a lot of Germany I want to see. And we might have to go to Germany just to try and get our merchandise there. Unfortunately,
might have to do like a Hubnut Santa, like drop it off the parcel.
Because of whatever's going on with importing at the moment, we cannot send our stuff to Germany. It just keeps on getting rejected.
Coming back.
So I'm afraid we've had to take Germany off the list on our store. So I'm sorry, if you're in Germany, you cannot buy through our store at the moment until we work out what on earth is going on. So yeah, maybe we'll go to Germany and we'll just
take a load of merch.
Yeah.
I think so. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So Richard, as a good gift in reward for your patience, isn't it? We'll actually bring it to Germany.
Yeah.
So Richard Harrison, I met Betty in Leeds and was wondering if this car will be with you for the rest of your life. I hope it is. You inspire me to get one of my old cars back into my life. Thank you, Ian.
Oh. Yeah, well, I certainly hope so. And that's kind of one of the problems I've got going on, is all these cars are becoming life cars. When I started the channel, Ellie was the life car and other cars just came and went. And then Tuck came and spoiled the party. And then I got Myrtle back and suddenly I'm building up a collection of cars that I cannot sell. Which is fine because I hate selling cars. It's the worst part of car ownership, is having to sell them again. It's just full of time wasters and idiots, especially when you live so far away from everywhere. But I can't keep them all because I don't have limitless space, so it's becoming an issue. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because have got visions of this cunning plan you have to scatter them around West Wales.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Frank Wolfius, or Wolfhoos, sorry. Yes. Hi Ian, what are your plans with perfecting Betty? Which jobs are you going to tackle and in which order?
I'm just trying to think. We've got to stop the transmission leaking. I might have to replace the sump. Someone was saying in a comment, I think, that often the bolts get over tightened. It actually distorts the pan, and I mean, we can check that fairly easily on a level, I guess. But yeah, that's a key one. Cosmetics I'd like to address at some point, but I can't say that's really a priority. Headliner would be good to do, because every time you get in that car, you're like,
oh, and somebody sent window switches.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Someone
you
in
very
Australia
much.
sent some window switches over. Although they all worked briefly the other day, didn't they?
Very briefly.
Very briefly. So
I think we managed to get the window up and down
self-healing,
once.
but hopefully the new switches all sorted out, and we can always refurbish the old switches, and it's a lot easier to do when you haven't got to get the car working again.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep it going, basically.
Russell James, I know you are a busy man lately, but do you have any repair videos coming up the pipeline?
Repair videos? No, I don't think
Show
I do, do I? Yeah, I mean, we haven't even started recording yet, but show me engine rebuild needs to happen. We've got to crack on with that.
Yeah, we do.
We just need to jump in.
I've just taken the manuals home again to have a read whilst you're away.
Yep. So when we come back, we'll start digging into that.
Yeah.
Because she's been with us.
She's nearly a year
November,
now.
I think.
Yeah, she's nearly a year now.
Yeah. So, and hasn't been on the road since June, I don't think. Because she's leaking coolant.
She makes
everywhere.
me look so I hate seeing her in there just looking sad. I mean, it's going to be worse for a while because we're not going to dissect her. But
yeah.
Nigel Rudd, another one that we know.
Yeah.
Is there a fleet reduction on the cards? Maybe new projects? You need a TomTom, one of the newer ones.
Well, again, this was asked before the Fiat joined the fleet. Although the Fiat is turning into a bit more of a project than I'd hoped.
And not because he's removing pipes and
No, it's because it's leaking oil everywhere. The gearbox is crunchy. But,
nice. Marvellous.
Yeah.
So new projects, yeah, we've got one.
Yeah.
Harpsy 8, great stuff, Ian. Much success wishes for your endeavours and happiness to all your crew and cars, Rich and 2 carnivorous kitties. No question?
In LA, I believe he is.
Just a statement. Yeah, there's a little
okay.
American flag there.
Thank you, Rich. And kitties.
Cauliflower McPug. Hello. So tell us all about the speeding ticket.
Oh.
And my second question is...
I should do a separate vlog about that. I think I will do once I've done the speed awareness course.
What car was it again?
Bloody PT Cruiser. Sorry for the language.
Second question is, how is Rich and the Mighty Datcher going? Well, we didn't see him that long ago.
Yeah, he's doing very well. We caught up with him at the Festival of the Unexceptional, and he's covered quite a few miles in the Mighty Datcher since, and it's really good, really heartening to see that it's come out of hibernation, because it's been off the road for a couple of years, and it seems to have just settled into use. So, you know, the odd electrical gremlin, as it always had. But yeah, he's settled down.
She literally got her MOT squeaking lever for...
Yeah, it was like the day before Festival of the Unexceptional. So yeah, well done, Rich. Still hoping to have a catch-up, but really I wanted to get the Altset on the road so we could get them together for a comparison, but maybe I just need to go and see him anyway.
Graham Cockrell says, hi Ian, Carly and the Hubnuts. I live in regional Victoria, Australia. If you ever need parts for Betty, I have a neighbour that has Bettys everywhere.
Oh, well, thank you.
Helpful, thank you. James Wallace, does your new future house have a garage? And how many Wish t-shirts have you actually been sent? Thanks for the class content and keep up the good work.
It was over 30, I think, in the end, wasn't
42.
it? Wish t-shirts. 42
I think
Wish
it was about
t-shirts.
42.
So we've got rid of about half of them.
Yeah.
Slightly over half.
Yeah.
And what was the other bit?
Does the future house have a garage? Yes.
Yeah, we kind of covered that. A small one, but we're going to demolish.
Following Furious Driving's recent review of the 1.8 turbo Rover 75, in which he reckons it's better than the V6, what's your opinion on it?
It is better than the 2-litre V6, and it kind of replaced that engine. It was the bottom of the range engine, but you want a bit more go than the 1.8, because they did a 1.8 non-turbo, which I imagine is struggling to shift that amount of car. But of course, forced induction on an engine that's already notorious for head gasket failure, a little bit tricky. But I have actually driven one. There's a chap called Jerry Lloyd, who some of you might know, does amazing conversions, and he did a pickup conversion of a 75, and I think that was a 1.8 turbo. And I only drove it briefly, but I did think, oh, this is actually pretty good. Definitely got more shove than that 2-litre V6. But,
sorry, I think there's amorous pigeons above us.
Lovely. Real life, people, real life. Next question.
Ian Ellis. Hi, I hope you're all well. My question is for Miss Hubnut and yourself. If, like Robbie Cummings, canal boat vlogger, you were offered the chance to make a TV series, would you do it? And if not, what would be your reasons? Thank you for continuing to entertain us in your own unique way. Yeah, it's definitely unique when you bought a hot pink or multipler. May it continue for many years.
Well, thank you. The problem with telly is made by telly people, and I just don't think I would enjoy not having the freedom I have on YouTube. On YouTube, I can do whatever I like. I can sit here in a park and talk to you, and if you watch it, brilliant. And if you don't, yeah. Whereas TV, they've got their agendas.
Yeah, but I think if they were to approach us for us, it wouldn't be too bad. If they wanted us to do a series of the Hubnuts float round naughty named places of the UK or something. Yeah,
but it still wouldn't be as real as what we actually put out on YouTube.
It wouldn't be, so, but it would be an adventure.
I'm not that keen, to be honest.
No.
No.
This is just because you like to be in control.
Does that make me sound really... Oh no, I'm not interested in television.
This is just because you're a control freak.
I'm an artiste. I'm creative. I'm too creative for telly.
Oh, I see. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving onwards. Les Palmer has some news. It is official. I've searched the internet on Google for another car that has become stuck on a beach in both the northern and southern hemispheres, and Betty is definitely the only one.
Oh,
well done, Betty.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, how embarrassing.
JNCG, I know you've mentioned D10 fuel, but do you have specific fuel choice, fuel system plans for your cars, or is this likely to be a case of suck it and see? Blur.
Mostly suck it and see. Betty, no problems on E10. I suspect the Daihatsu is the same. Myrtle's a bit more unknown, but she's got her own issues at the moment anyway. The older cars, Ellie, I'm running on E10 because I want to see what damage it does. Rubber components could fail. I've replaced rubber fuel line, but whether it'll have problems with the carburetor or the fuel pump, remains to be seen. But I fully expect the 2CV is so well catered for if it is an issue, I expect there to be E10 safe pumps and carburetors available, and so that's fine. With something like Tuk, you can't just buy off-the-shelf modern E10 compatible stuff for Tuk, so I'm far more likely to try additives and see if they stop any damage developing. Especially as Tuk, she doesn't come out all the time. Ellie, there's constant fuel going through her, and it's the storage of fuel that's the issue. So with Tuk, yeah, I really should put an additive in her all the time, really.
Yeah. Chris Skelhorn, a while ago you drove a Citroen H. If you had the choice, would you want to see an H converted to full electric? Ooh. Perhaps a camper to appease the delightful. Delightful. Miss Hubnut. And what would Miss Hubnut say to such a vehicle?
Oh, what would you say?
Oh, well, I think they're fabulous.
Yeah, they are. The big problem with them is the clunky gearbox and the engine that has basically no power. So a prime candidate for an electric conversion, I would have thought.
Yeah.
As long as you can find somewhere to store the batteries. But given it's a weight carrying vehicle, and H-vans also have an issue where they're so front end heavy that in the wet or even in the dry, it's possible to lock up the rear wheels really easily. So shove some batteries back there, you could probably get a better weight balance. And
what was some
then you can have
stuff?
Actual performance. That'd be amazing. Yeah, I like that.
No, I think that'd be lovely. What a camper. Yeah. That would be amazing.
Try to think how much it would cost.
Yeah.
But yeah. We can always dream.
Yeah, because they are highly sought after at the moment, aren't they? Yeah. So, I miss Miss Hubnut, but you guys are looking into a house, so what do you have to do? I am coming back to Miss Hubnut duties. So I will make a Miss Hubnut video in the next couple of weeks. House-wise, we're nearly there, so hopefully we'll be moving shortly, which would be fantastic. MG Bets 1, when do you expect your Citroen Alt to be on the road?
I think we've covered that. Yeah, probably not going to be
next year.
Because there's also the time it takes to sort the paperwork out. So it's not just getting an MOT on there, it's then getting the paperwork done. So I think the longer we leave the DVLA to deal with its backlog, the better.
Yeah,
without adding to it.
Yeah, we
for
did
a car we don't
that,
really need on the road immediately.
Yeah, we experienced that with Betty.
Yeah.
Tom Wild, if for some reason you had to buy a car built after 2010, what would you choose and why?
It'd probably be electric. I'm assuming I would have the money to buy a car after 2010, but it would have to be electric.
Was it the is it the Ionic? Was it called the Ionic 5?
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, the Hyundai Ionic 5.
The Hyundai are doing some really cool things.
Yeah, Johnny Smith has also driven the Kia equivalent, which he quite liked as well.
I saw my first 7-1 plate today, and it was a Hyundai. They are looking awesome.
Yeah, Korea is absolutely on its game when it comes to styling, and they're really going full pelt for electric, and they've had quite a few years of experience, so I think they're pretty reliable. So yeah, I'm very tempted by a Korean electric car.
If you could ever find a Renault 16 to test, or a 12, and compare it with the mighty Dacia.
Yeah, I don't think the 16 compares.
And that was 660 Einzie Linda.
Okay. I don't think the 16 compares well with the mighty Dacia, but the Renault 12 does, because obviously it's just a Renault 12 built in Romania, and it is a comparison I would actually really like to do at some point. So now the mighty Dacia is back on the road, such a thing could be feasible if Rich is permitting. So maybe that could happen. 16, I need to test the 16, because the real rival for the 16 is the Citroen DS, and I think I have one. I've got 1 or 2 16s lined up as potentials. It's just logistics trying to get to them. None of them are anywhere near where I live, but yeah, it needs to happen because they're astonishing cars.
James Shepherd, do you ever plan on getting a HGV license? Now, if you'd seen him driving that truck, and he's probably edited it out, due to your Euro Truck Simulator, you think you already have.
Well, it's certainly true that simulator does help with the placement of the vehicle and knowing what's going on with it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're an HGV driver, because driving on the roads, the actual roads, is very, very different, and I've never done that. I've only ever driven on airfields or private ground. But there is a part of me that's interested, but now really isn't the time. Although they've simplified it, so you only have to do 1 test, you don't have to do 2 tests anymore to get your HGV. The different classes of HGV, they've simplified it into 1 test. They've taken reversing and coupling out of the main test, so you do that separately, because they're desperately short of drivers. So now isn't the time, even though it's easier than ever, because I'm not actually going to become an HGV driver. I haven't got the time to actually do any HGV driving.
No. Although, it would be helpful to stick a load of cars in the back of a truck and go.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, maybe one day, but obviously I can't do it now. And yeah, I don't wish to actually become a truck driver. I think it's a very hard job. Speaking to Johnny,
it was a
when we
massive
did that
insight. Speaking to Johnny, massive insight.
And he's still passionate about that job, and that's wonderful to see. I think sometimes you don't see enough passion for jobs that need doing, and that's good.
And he loves it. He loves it.
Yeah.
So Max Eves, are you planning to do any joint videos with Up and Down? He seems to have borrowed Foxanne on his latest test drive. Hashtag
no.
Not my Foxanne.
Yeah, that wasn't Foxanne. He bought his own Fox just up the road from here, actually. And it was also Sludge Green at one point. I remember seeing it. There was a chap who used to work on the Vale of Rydal Railway. Yeah, he came over. We helped him with that. Didn't get recorded. He did do a little sort of diary talking about his experiences of driving a very poorly BX Mark 1, towing a Fox all the way from Wales to Hampshire. And, you know, fair play to him, that was a mission that weekend. So yeah, that's not Foxanne. But yeah, I would like to do more with
We'd
Mr.
love to
Kitch.
collaborate with him. He's got a great style.
Yeah,
he's made an
so
amazing
deadpan.
start. Yeah.
And he's already over 1,000 subs, so he's well
2,000.
away. 2,000 now, sorry.
Yeah, he hit 2,000. He did a special video from what I can remember.
So yeah, I mean, we're very similar in many ways, only he has probably 90% more skills than me. But yeah, I'd love to do more. It's just geography, we are quite a long way away from each other. But hey, maybe I should send him Myrtle and he can fix Myrtle.
Yeah. Do you know, I was
loves a head
thinking that
scratcher.
already.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves being the UK specialist on Australian Forks.
Oh yes, of course.
He loves it. Loves it.
Yeah.
Cecily loved it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's send him Myrtle next.
Mm.
He's going to hate us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Next question.
The Matt Brown Bill. Do you have enough OBD, is that double I readers yet, or is that 2?
Oh yeah, onboard diagnostics 2. Yeah, I've got quite a few, thank you very much. And I really should use some of them. And none of them talk to Myrtle, which is really helpful when she's not running properly. The problem with that car, it uses a sort of software that not many people can actually engage with. So trying to find out what's wrong with that engine is proving frightfully difficult.
Steve Holt, any regrets about moving on one of your cars in the past, and what are plans for meets next year?
Ooh, regrets. Regrets is difficult because there are cars I regret selling, but I sometimes think that's rose-tinted glasses in full effect. And but actually I wouldn't enjoy having that car back as much as I thought I would. Like the Rover 45 is a case in point, with that 2-litre V6 engine. It just didn't have enough torque. It hadn't got the waft of Betty.
I think your biggest regret is now back in your possession.
What, Myrtle?
Well, 2 of them actually.
Oh, and Betty,
Betty
of course.
and Myrtle.
Myrtle and Betty, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's that Rover P6 that I keep on going on about, but even then I'm just like, well, I don't think classic cars of that age are really very me, because of the amount of hammer I like to give my cars. So maybe I'm just very glad I own that car and I don't regret selling it. And the second part of that question
was, what are plans for meets next year? No solid plans yet.
No firm plans.
But
definitely want to do Wales, the Midlands.
Wales we definitely want to do.
Scotland would be lovely to do.
We have got a bit of a plan for Wales.
Have we?
Yes. But we need to put some more thought. Yes.
Yes.
Convincing nod.
Yes. Yes, we have plans.
We have plans. But yeah, I think it's been a real learning curve, like the socials that we've had so far. Motorist, fantastic. Brooklands was very good.
The problem with Brooklands was it was fairly expensive to get in, but I thought that was actually justified by how interesting the museum was. But I'd say the vast majority of people who attended just wanted to stand around and chat with us and other people in the car park, in which case going to somewhere as interesting as Brooklands is not the way to play it, and you just need more of a field with food.
I mean, it's
toilets.
the financial side of things as well.
Yeah.
When people aren't taking advantage of that. And the beauty of Hubnutters is you all just do want to talk about your cars and talk together and make friends.
I
know I saw certain people like Mr. Kitchen again, Up and Down, Chloe and Samantha, and they were just chatting, and I just thought it's wonderful.
So we don't need to go to interesting places because the interesting bit is the cars that turn up. Yeah.
It comes with the Hubnutters.
So yeah, we probably won't do anything quite like that again. It's just difficult to find venues that don't cost the absolute earth from an organising point of view.
However, Pictures with Concord was awesome.
Yes.
Yes, that was cool.
So yeah, we will do more events.
But yeah,
this year, learning
definitely
experience.
more events next year. We've just been testing the waters this year,
Yeah.
and also the season kicked off really late, so there's only been a certain amount of opportunity to do things. But if you have ideas for where we could go to, it needs really to be, we've realised, a large space.
Yes.
A large
Thankfully, the motorist
space.
up near Leeds does have plenty of space.
Yeah, we were several hundred cars in
I
there.
think we're quite likely to go back there.
I'd love to go back there.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant venue.
Yeah.
And Steph was amazing. Steph was amazing. And Marshall's, because it does cause a bit of a traffic issue.
Yeah.
But yes, if you've got any ideas for venues, brilliant. Let us know. Let us know. Okay, so Tony S. Would you ever consider owning a pre-war car or even an immediate post-war car? I know you know little about them. Excuse me, I got a runny nose. I know you know little about them, but a car is a car and they are less problematic and can be fixed by a blacksmith. Basically, a spanner or two and an Irish screwdriver. There are, of course, many famous marques that are now an arm and two legs to buy, but also the Fords, Austins and Morris that's still affordable. Even a Riley, Wolseley or Rover, cheap, free tax, and MOT relaxed. He's really going for the sell on this one.
He really is going for the sell.
Helps, relaxed requirements helps, emissions, an example, mirrors, certain lighting, indicators, single dipping headlights, and a single wiper, all depending on the year of first registration. I think
I'm still wondering about the less problematic. Mostly because my friend Colin, who helped me out with Ellie's engine before I went to Croatia, he's got the most gorgeous Austin 7 Chummy, but he's had some impressive problems with it, things exploding on it. So I'm not sure less problematic is really necessarily accurate, especially if you're driving the car quite heavily. But I would like one actually. I think an Austin 7 would be a great car to own. You're having fun down there.
just wiping my nose off camera.
Very professional.
I know.
So yeah, I'm not ruling it out, but we have got a slight issue with the size of things at the moment. But I would love to do something like the Vintage Sports Car Club trials, where they're bombing around in Austin 7s and anything vintage, which technically is pre-1931, and they're having such adventures in them, and I would love to do some of that.
Yeah, but I also think that I mean, when you come to our events, when you see most other people's events, the cars are the cars that are people know from their own era.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of 80s, 70s, 60s. I think we will lose the post-war cars if people don't invest in them. The Traction Avant just sticks in my mind.
Pre-war cars.
Yeah, pre-war cars and just post-war cars rather.
Yeah, we need to get
those.
people interested.
People need to
and
be
the Vintage
interested
Sports
in
Car
those.
Club does do that, but it must be said the Vintage Sports Car Club is full of a lot of people who have a lot of money, and we need to broaden the appeal of these older cars.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure how you do that.
And not just sit them in museums.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I love about that club. That they're out thrashing these cars in trials, uphill climbs,
which is brilliant.
All
It
sorts.
should be doing it.
Yeah.
It's a car. I was going to say it's a living thing. It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bicycle Hub. What happened to all the repairs? I thought all the cars had job lists. So many tools, so little tinkering.
Yeah. I'm not doing enough tinkering. There have been many distractions. It hasn't been easy running Hubnut on my own again this summer because you've been busy working. It was very useful when you're buying a house, but hopefully now you're back, I can focus a bit more on actually fixing things.
Yes.
Because I do like fixing things.
And you know what? We can fix things because I was loving doing the tinkering.
Yeah.
And then I had to stop. And
Yeah.
it really does. I hate seeing Chevy just sat there like that.
So yeah,
there's
there
lots
will
of
be
things I
more.
can help with.
Yeah.
Retronaut,
Hey.
who is firmly Team Caravan.
Boo.
Yay! Because he's got one?
A lovely caravan.
I think he's got a Sprite Musketeer, if memory serves correctly. Okay. Has the new house got caravan room?
No.
With a winking face.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, when we
No.
do this plan, yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Oh, no, that space is for cars.
Caravan. You get a
No.
little Sprite.
No.
It'll be fine.
No.
Yes.
Next question.
Jake Cullen. Great vid in the truck. Also Vauxhall Viscount and Volvo 164. Both my lotto win cars. Brilliant channel. You like the same rubbish cars as me.
Oh, thank you.
Robert Brick. It appears that in your videos of car shows you seem to skip almost Volvo, especially their barges, whilst mentioning every other car in view. Are these cars so unexceptional, even when they're over 25 years old, or do you have a specific dislike for them? I'm trying to keep a small fleet of Dutch-built Volvos afloat, but I'm being told off for driving not a true Volvo by snobs in the Volvo classic scene, because they are built in the former DAF factory on a Renault platform. So if anyone dislikes the Swedish barges, I'm completely fine with that. Oh no.
Well, first of all, not all Volvo barges were actually made in Sweden. I think some of the 740s were actually built in Belgium, possibly. I might have got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But yeah, I got criticism notably from the Retro Rides gathering, because there were a lot of bricky Volvos there that I didn't comment on. I don't like 240s especially, but 740s I've had a couple of and I do like. I guess they almost seem a bit everyday, because to us they actually are everyday. Because
we've got Not My Volvo.
Yeah, our neighbour Rob owns a Volvo, the one with a Viva. His daily driver is a 1989 Volvo 740 estate.
It's Not My Volvo.
Yeah, which is lovely. So yeah, maybe that's it. I'm just over familiar, so my brain isn't registering them as interesting cars. They are. They're very good cars. That's very skillful, dear. I think someone is having an attack of the hay fever.
Yeah, just a little bit. Matthew John Crittenden. Will you ever buy a Sierra?
I'm not ruling it out, but we've got too many cars as it is at the moment.
The Sierra at the second social at oh god,
oh yeah,
it's gone out of my head.
1.6
that had lived practically in somebody's living room for 16 years. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, that'd be a good one to drive.
Bring back memories as well, because my dad had a 1.8 LX facelift Sierra, and I really liked it. I learned a lot about driving sideways in that car, which my dad...
sideways! I'm sure your dad was thrilled.
Yeah, my dad probably doesn't know that, but wet
Now he does!
Wet roundabout Sierra, yeah, good fun.
James Ahern, why do I like Morris 1100s? So what is it? Why do I, or why do you?
Why do I like Morris 1100s?
Why do you like them?
I don't know. Why do you?
Why do you
maybe
like
it's because
them?
they behave like a bigger, better Mini. Oh no, I really am bashing Minis in
You
this one.
are.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Go again, quick. This is getting so long. Come on.
Okay, Mr. Mark UK1. Hi, hope all is good. What car do you plan to get next?
That has been answered in very dramatic fashion.
Apparently, hot pink multiplier.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Oh, Alan Lansdale. Thought about a trip to Japan. Yes.
Yeah, would love to. I definitely need a guide for that one though, because different language, different culture. We would actually need some help with that one. But I would love to. I watch a lot of the Mighty Car Mod stuff, precisely because they go to Japan so often and do such a good job of showing off the country. So I would love to.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing. And also we watch a lot of Anthony Bourdain. And the Japan episode is...
Tokyo,
yeah. Crazy.
not safe for work, folks.
Crazy.
Next.
And finally, Taff Plays.
This isn't finally, we've got a Patron question.
Not finally. What cars are in your dream 5-car garage? Money, no object.
The problem is my garage is currently at 11 already. And only 7 fit in it, so...
we've got 11? 1, 2, 3, 7's in there.
The problem is I've never really gone
outside.
in for dream cars.
No, we've only got 10.
No, we've got 11.
There's 7 in the unit.
Yeah, 7 in the unit.
Yep.
Then Myrtle,
oh, yes,
Betty.
we've got 11. We've got 11.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead then.
Yeah. What was I saying?
5 cars, dream 5-car garage.
Yeah, the problem with dream cars is I don't really have dream cars. Even at school, I dreamt of owning a 2CV. Achieved. I've done that. I also dreamt of owning a Land Rover V8, and I did own one, and I hated it. So not all dream cars work out. I'm not sure there's really any other dream cars I want, honestly. And I'm really struggling with that. I quite like what I've got.
I would have...
Oh, here we go.
I'd have the Atri 7, because I've just... Ever since I saw one at the docks, that's been...
Okay, I want a Daihatsu Miura Avanzato TRXX.
Okay.
There we go.
I got sent a very ridiculous charade this morning, but I haven't actually looked at it properly yet. I believe it's got a rocket driving it, but we'll come back to that. Yeah, so the Atri 7, I would have the CX Familial, because that
Been there, done that.
don't know. I have, but I loved it. It was the car of my childhood. I would like another charade. Now, he's blown my plan out of the water, because the plan was we got a second Daihatsu charade and used it as sort of a donor car for Shami. And then I was going to Bosuzoku it, or at very least pimp it in some way. But due to a certain arrival, that's that blown out of the water. I'd love a K-truck of some descript. I would absolutely love a K-truck of some descript. I think it's just all the Daihatsus.
Okay.
Move, Materia, although I'd rather have a coup than a Materia.
Snobby.
I'd have an import.
Probably JDM has it.
Oh yeah, but I just would.
It would be good fun to take a coup up to Scotland.
Yeah, with the hairy cues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. Okay, so these are the Patreon questions now.
Okay.
Yes. So, Shropshire Lady. Hello Ian and Hubnutters. Firstly, a big thank you for keeping my other half entertained over the last 18 months. You've kept him just the right side of sane. I think we've all been there pretty much. Yeah. It's been close a few times, but we'll not go there. We hope your house move is imminent and that you get the chance to drive a nice big truck to move it all. Ooh. Speaking of trucks, if you could drive any commercial vehicle or public service type, e.g. fire truck, ambulance, which would you choose?
Bova Futura coach.
Is that the one with the funny nose?
Yeah, really round.
Yes,
really
yeah,
round.
You like those.
I do like those.
Okay.
So there you go.
Finn Wren. What about Cletus's ridiculous truck trailer?
His mobile home trailer. Yeah, that's just insane. He's able to drive it as a recreational vehicle. And it's basically a full-size truck. It's insanity. But I'd love to have a go. Cletus, if you're watching, he's not going to be watching. He's too
Hit me up, Cletus. Hit me up.
2 million subs. I'm sure he watches me all the time.
Finn Wren. Money no object. Is there a tool or piece of equipment you would love to have for desirable or practical reasons?
I think I'm starting to get to the stage I definitely need an Ugga Dugga.
A what?
Ugga Dugga.
What?
Impact driver.
Is that because it makes the noise, Ugga Dugga?
Yeah, but also it just takes some of the stress out of working on cars.
Yeah, you're right.
Leaning on breaker bars, waiting for him to snap. You just get the Ugga Dugga. Dugga Dugga Dugga.
I'm loving the sound effect. Gordon Prentice. Hi Ian. What are the chances of Foxam getting back on the road soon?
Soonish.
So she's being sent off for repairs. Because we do need her back on the road.
I need to ponder the logistics of that. I'm not sure whether to try and scrape her through an MOT so I can drive her to where she needs to be looked after, or whether to just ship her over. That sounds boring, doesn't it? Just put her on a trailer and take her over.
Or wait for up and down videos, fix it, swap them. Yeah.
What, so I end up with one that's even worse? What?
No, I said wait for him to fix it.
Oh, fix it?
Yes.
Oh. How long have you got?
Now, Gary Wilton. Hi Ian, cut to the chase. How Hubnut is a Toyota Probox. Happy to arrange shipping from New Zealand. Yeah,
I think the Probox is one of a range of Japanese, very boring estate cars. Kind of like the Citroen Zara Enterprise, which was like a van version of the Zara estate. Although they do tend to have rear seats and windows, I think. But yeah, very utilitarian, very practical, very Hubnut. And they all do them. Nissan do one as well. And I got slightly confused because some of them look so similar, you think they're the same car with different badges on, which maybe they are. The Japanese do collaborate in odd ways sometimes.
Adrian McGraw. Hi Ian, Carly and the Hublet. Seeing Betty needs the headlining recovered. How about using a printed fabric? Something that represents its history, the trip down under, the channel, Wales, or dare I say, a caravan print? Like Miss Hubnut's dress. Brackets, jokes. Also, will there be an official name of the Altsit?
There will be at some point. A name just hasn't quite attached itself to that car. I think sometimes you need to drive a car a bit to actually feel the name. It just comes to you as you're driving. Yeah, doing something nice with a headline, doing something different, something very personal, I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I think a map of New Zealand would be fabulous. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, we could even indicate where she's been.
Yeah, you could have a little hoik tracer. Yeah. And the kids are all about putting LEDs, but that's all the rage with kids at the moment.
Yeah. We'll have LEDs indicating all the different parts.
Yeah, where she stopped. Yeah. Mike Taylor, not so much question, but thanks. I ordered a sticker late at night on Sunday. You delivered it to the post office on Monday and it arrived today. Fantastic service. It's now stuck proudly to the window of my X19.
Excellent.
That's fabulous.
And
Thank you.
I've since, is that Mike Taylor, did you
Yes.
say? Yeah, I've met Mike Taylor since, because I went to a Fiat X19 event up in the Ellen Valley. So
Did you see it in situ?
Yeah.
Hey.
You probably haven't seen that yet. I've probably even got the photo on my phone. But yeah, a report will be coming on that, which includes a test drive. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, here is Mike's X19. You probably can't even see that because this camera doesn't focus very well. Oh no, she's sneezing again. Quick, look at the photo. So hopefully you can see that. That's a Hubnut sticker in a Fiat X19. So yeah, thank you, Mike. And that was a great event. I really enjoyed it. The people were lovely.
Yeah, you had a brilliant
great cars. Yeah, amazing time.
Rob Cox. Giselle seems to be taking a lower profile as time goes by, but knowing your love for Citroen, surely this must capitalised stop. Did you get the damage sorted from your scrape with the unit door? If not, have a whip round from us to put something towards the repair. I had two friends in the 70s. One had an Alfa Sud and one had a GS. Great discussions as to which was the best car. At the time, I had a Simca 1501 Estate, which had double-size Lilo and full curtains in the back.
Passion
Interesting.
wagon.
Mine was.
They were interesting because you could wind down the rear window as well, like you could in some American
Mine
cars.
was the best car, at least when it was stationary.
Yeah,
I love that visual.
Yeah, Giselle has been struggling a bit, and I think I've already covered it in this one. But I'm hopeful that the adventures we're going to have this weekend will not be too adventurous, and will be good fun. So hopefully that will rekindle my love for that car.
Yeah, yeah. I personally love Giselle. I think she looks so glamorous, so chic. She doesn't sound it necessarily, but...
Oh, it's because her exhaust is leaking, so she's sounding a bit flatulent.
You never get over the whole up-down situation.
No, I love hydro-pneumatic suspension, and I love the noise that engine makes when you're absolutely leaning on it as well.
And she's really comfortable.
Yeah.
So, Steve Matthews, are there any plans to strip the Stana and do a full overhaul, or is it likely to be just a case of trying to get it running and MOT'd? Would love to see a full resto on the channel.
Yeah, I think it has to be a full resto, which is why I keep putting it off, because when you look at what's needed, all of it gets overwhelming, whereas you just need to jump in it and start doing it. But who knows, hopefully we can crack on with it.
Yeah, I think get Altsit finished first.
Yeah, so I've
and
at
then
least got
Stana.
a success.
A chamois.
I haven't had a successful project completion really, have I, for a while? No. See, no. The answer is no. Next question.
Francis Sobadali. Having met you at the motorist with my grandson, you told him that the engine in Betty was related to the engine in the lovely blue Mustang that was there. He asked me what the relationship is because it's not obvious on the internet. How about a short item on said relationship?
Okay, I will keep this short, but basically when the Ford Mustang came out, it had the option of a 6-cylinder engine, and when the Ford Fairmont came out in America, Ford Falcon, and Fairmont being a posher one, it had the same engine. And then they shipped them over to Australia and quickly found they weren't actually up to it. So Ford Australia started developing its own range of Falcons, but they kept that 6-cylinder engine. They kept developing it their own way, unrelated to the American ones. So they gained a cross-flow design in the 70s. Overhead cam, I think, came in the late 80s, early 90s. Fuel injection and all that. And Betty still has an iron block. It is a big heavy lump of an engine because it is still related to that 60s engine. So it did just gently evolve all the way through to the Barra, which is the ultimate evolution of those Australian 6-cylinder engines.
Another message from Mike Taylor. Hi Ian, I hope today's drive left a grin on your face. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, that'll be from the Fiat X19 meeting.
He was a very happy bunny after that day.
He was, yeah.
And I think that's the last one.
So there we go. So yeah, thank you everyone. I'm sorry this has been very, very lengthy and punctured by sneezing fits and loud lorries and ambulances, etc. But we are outside because it's lovely to be outside.
It is lovely to be outside.
Yeah.
One of our rare sunny days. And we did have the intention of going and hopping in the car and doing a bit of mobile question and answers, but that didn't happen.
No.
So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for all the questions.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell.
Isn't it nice?
Oh, it's lovely.